Doug from the Dayton Dawn Patrol. It's been 100 years since World War I started. The Rendezvous is a reenactment as realistic as possible of everything World War I, from trench warfare, vehicles, airplanes. If it happened in World War I, if it was something that our boys in the trenches were seeing, they're going to be reenacting this in large scale. Lee and Doug, what can you tell us about it?
Okay. Since 1996, every other year, the National Museum of the United States Air Force in Dayton, Ohio, Wright-Patterson, has been putting on a show behind the museum, originally in front actually, of World War I airplanes, full-scale replicas. They invited modelers to come in to fill between the full-scale flying, and that has been going since then. Doug and I have been involved since 2003, and in 2007 we became the event runners. Coming up in 2014, as you mentioned, it's the 100th anniversary of the start of the Great War, time when the airplane first came into its own as a weapon of war. It's interesting to think that just a handful of years prior to that, airplanes were just fluttering around, and now they're going for real. We're expecting dozens of full-scale. Again, that's hard to tell what we're going to see there, but at the largest numbers we've had in the 30s or 40s full-scale replicas. We're going to have probably around 80 modelers building, bringing in all of their aircraft, giant scale and more. Contingent in the United States is building half-scale aircraft.
Half-scale. We're half the size of the actual airplane.
We're hoping to see at least a half dozen, if not more, of those. Alan Yendel, a modeler from Texas, is working on a 1/2 scale of the Blackburn monoplane, which is the oldest flying airplane in Europe right now, all-English airplane. And we have a team from Cincinnati, two modelers are working on a 1/2 scale 1909 Wright Flyer with Orville and Wilbur sitting in the cockpit, fully articulated, and with wing warping, the lot.
Wow. And now this is going on in Dayton?
Yes, it's right behind the Air Force Museum. It'll be in September, the last weekend of September 2014. We have a website just set up now where people can start getting information on it. We wanted to start getting info out. That's www.dawnpatrolrendezvous.com. There's a Z and a V in there. It's something that the French wanted.
All right, so now you're showing basically everything, what it was like to be living in trenches. Did they have MREs back in those days? What sort of thing exactly?
I will plead a little ignorance on that side because I'm out on the flight line with the RC guys. The way the Rendezvous sets up is the full-scale pilots fly their routine, and then when they come down, the models go up, and we alternate back and forth. And so that works out real well. Along with that, as mentioned, we have a lot of replica automobiles come in. There are reenactors that have a hospital set up, bivouac areas, things like that. There are virtual aces that come in. They have the computer aces that fly on the World War I games. They set up a big area to fly those. And then also the vendors come in. A lot of artists like Russell Smith and him. Also booksellers and things of that nature. And it's free to the public to come in. There's a shuttle run to one of the best museums in the world that's really in our backfield. As a backdrop to the Dawn Patrol is the museum, and it's very nice.
Right.
There is going to be very limited camping on site. It's more intended for hoteling. They are still setting up the whole schedule for the museum. They're, like every other government entity right now, waiting to see how the budget works out for them. So right now we're just getting the date out, September 26th through 28th, 2014, and as more information comes up, we'll have it on the website.
Okay, and of course RC Universe is going to be having a thread in the Warbirds, specifically in the Warbird section. You should be able to see that soon. We should be having that soon.
Yep, we'll have that out. There are currently, right now, the Fokker triplane build is up on the in the scale model section. Alan Yendel's build is up on Scale RC Builder. And as we get more information, yeah, we'll have a thread started up on the whole event.
So we're having actual build threads
Yes.
for the big airplanes at
Yes,
RC
it's
Universe.
running right now. Yes.
That's beautiful. Okay, so Lee and Doug, it was a pleasure meeting you both. Best of luck with you with the Dawn Patrol
We're
Rendezvous.
looking forward to it.
And we're looking forward to it too.
All right.